Video walkthrough on Keystone Cougar. We'll start up in the back. First thing, you're pre-wired for a backup camera. It does not have one, but you're pre-wired for one, so if you choose to have us install one, you can definitely have us do that. It does use power from the marker lights, so the running lights on your tow vehicle need to be on to turn the camera on. You do have a ladder, so the roof is walkable, and I encourage you to get up there a couple times a year. You're just inspecting all your sealant and your seals. If you see anything wrong, take pictures, because the only way to keep your warranty on your roof is proof of regular maintenance. You do have an outdoor shower. They call it a shower, but you're not going to be doing much showering with it, but you do have hot and cold back there. You do have a receiver in the back. If you need to put like a bike rack or an extra one of those great racks in the back, it does have a 300-pound limit. It says not for towing. Moving to the side, got your shore cord, 50 amp shore cord, and then you twist lock this on. Here, let's see if you can't. A little stuck in the back. I'll pause. There we go, fixed it. It does just, you can screw it on there, keep it extra secure on there. So if someone trips over your cord, it's not going to unplug it. And you can unscrew it when you're done. Very nice. It is 50 amp, it's about 25-30 feet long, so keep that in mind. Should be plenty long enough in most places. Right below that, freshwater connection. So grab my key right here. That's where you fill your onboard fresh tank, like traditional gravity fills. And then your drain for it is, let's see, should be back here. Yep, that's your drain for your fresh tank right there. You do have a spot for your sewer hose right in there, which is nice, because some of them that don't have bumpers in the back don't put a spot for a sewer hose, so it is nice that it has that down there. Your slide seals, every once in a while you're going to inspect them, make sure they're not dry or cracked or anything like that. If they start to get that way, you can take it in and have us perform what's called a slide out maintenance, or you can buy the necessary materials to do it yourself. Water heater, super simple to use. It'll be all set up for you to use it when you're ready. All you have to do is put the anode rod. We have it in there now because we're testing it. Make sure the electric works. It works on gas and all that. Before you pull this plug out to drain it, however, you want to crack your pressure relief. Relieve any pressure. Sometimes it's air, sometimes it's water. Crack that. Once the water starts spewing all out, once it stops coming out, snap it close. Once it's done and all that, then you can take the rod out. If you neglect to do this first, you'll get a hot bath. There's a lot of pressure in there built up, so you have to relieve it before you take that plug out, and that's how you relieve that. It is an anode rod. I don't know if you guys have seen an anode rod, but they're about as long as from here to here. And they have a material on the end of it, and eventually the material wears away. When you get about 75% of it missing, it's time for a new anode rod. Other than that, clean in here and clean in there. Keep it clean. Moving along, you have water hook up here. Got your city water here. Got your black tank flush right below that. Right there is for winterization, so if you have a spare hose, you can cut the end of it off, so you can screw it into there, stick that in your gallon of antifreeze. Switch that to winterization mode. Put your water heater in bypass. Super simple. You just turn it to on. Then you put your hose in your gallon of antifreeze. Kick the pump on, and it'll pump from that gallon of antifreeze. You do have a little outdoor shower up front. Quick disconnect for this hose. Works just like an air fitting. Over there, you have your pre-equipped for solar. You don't actually have solar, but if you buy the panels and all that, you can plug it into here. Then you have satellite and cable input, and then a battery disconnect. So if you want your unit to be charging when you're plugged in, you have to leave your battery connected, but if you're storing it unplugged in, like in a barn somewhere, disconnect your battery. You just turn this, pull it out, that disconnects the battery. Then you got your black and your gray tank dumps, and then you hose hook up right here for your sewer hose. Hook it up. I always recommend doing your black, then your gray. You do have a galley tank, a second gray tank, and that's your dump handle for that right there. And that'll just be like your kitchen sink. Will be on its own tank. Very simple everything out here. And this is the cover for the water heater. It'll be on when you receive it. Propane tanks, dual 30 pounds, one on this side, one on the other side. And then you got your changeover regulator here, whichever one it's pointing to. So it's pointing to that hose right there, so it's going to be feeding from the tank on the other side. It does automatically change over, so if you were to have both tanks on and the other one were to get emptied, the regulator will switch automatically to pulling from this tank. However, this doesn't rotate by itself, indicating a switch, so keep that in the back of your mind. Some people put that in the middle like this, thinking it's going to pull from both tanks equally. It doesn't work that way. It's one or the other. Right here, a lot of good information for you. Got your VIN, where is it? Right there. Gross vehicle weight rating, data manufacturer, tire pressure, that's an important number, 80 psi. That's the pressure you want. Coming along, got lights here. Extend and retract, these are for the rear jacks in the back. So there are jacks in the back. It's kind of hard to hit the switch and show you. One will go a little bit quicker than the other. Sometimes they go at the same time. If the ground were to be uneven, one will hit, the other will keep going, and then it'll kind of push up equally. They're not leveling jacks. Do not try to use it to pick the back end up. They're just for stabilization. If you want it to level it front and back, you use your landing gear. These ones right here. Raise and lower the front. Then you snug your rear jacks down to get them to get all the shake out of everything. And you have some docking lights right here. Those control the LED lights down here, and then the LED light strip top. Got your spare tire up here. You also have some storage up here, as well as your battery in there. Other propane tank behind this one. Other access to that storage. And then right here, again, other propane tank. Get your backup crank. That'll be a manual backup crank for your rear stabilizer jacks. It'll go on the passenger side. There'll be a spot for them. Or sorry, driver's side of the jacks. Right in the rear, there'll be a spot for the jack. That was to raise it if you need to, by hand. GFCI protected outlet. All your GFCIs are on the same circuit, so if one were to trip, they're all going to trip. Then you have satellite and cable out. So if you wanted to have a TV in this compartment, you could do that and watch TV outside. Right there, that's your brain for your in-command system. There's nothing you guys need to do to that. The only thing you might have to do is there's some fuses there. One's usually for like your awning. If your awning stops working, check one of those fuses there. Yeah, and you got plenty of storage in here. You also have tank heaters, fresh black and gray. So you could go camping in the winter and keep your fresh water from freezing and your black and gray from freezing up. Moving along. Exhaust for your furnace. Make sure you clean it in there. They make screens for it. They don't recommend you run them with the screens on, but it's good for keeping insects and debris out of there. Your fridge, keep it clean. Clean in here, and here, and here. You can even pop this off if you want and clean it back there. Exterior range vent. So if you are cooking on your range and you have your range fan on, pop this open or else it's not going to vent anywhere. And then when you travel, make sure you just push it back closed. Outdoor grill. So all you do to light it, is you push in and turn, it'll light. But you gotta take that propane line and snake it around and hook it to that quick disconnect fitting here. Once it's hooked up, there's a valve that you can open it and close like that. Then an outdoor mini fridge. It's like a regular mini fridge. This one will only work when you're plugged in, unlike your interior fridge. And then one more thing about your awning, you do have controls for your awning outside. So if you wanted to use it outside, you see this lock button, push and hold till the light turns green. Then you can turn on and off your lights out here. Turn on and off a wind sensor. This one may or may not be equipped with one. Doesn't look like it, it just has a button for it. You can open and close your awning out here, which is nice because some people have their awning open in the rain, and it gets too windy and all that. They have to roll their awning in. You can come out here instead of going inside and quickly roll it in. It is adjustable for pitch. You just grab down here, pull it, it'll pitch one end down. And if you forget you've adjusted it, you'll still be fine going in and out. If you roll it in wet, as soon as it gets dry, roll it back out, let it dry off. And the only little advice I like to give people, instinctively, you want to hold it like this and have it go in. That's a bad idea. I mean, you can do it to a certain point, unless you want your hand pinched by the awning arm. At a certain point, you need to stop and move it out of the way, like right about now. Boom. You can also control the awning from the inside. Speaking of inside, let's head out inside right now. We'll get to that in a bit. We'll just start up front. Dual outlets either side with USB ports. Pre-wired for a second AC that you'd be able to control from the in-command system if you'd like. Plenty of storage. Light above the bed. Wardrobe, plenty of storage there. Spot for a TV as your mounting location. You'd hook it up satellite or cable here, and then you have power for it. Lights in here. All the light switches for any of the lights that are controlled by the in-command system will always look like they're in the off position. Click them up. Click them up again to turn them on. And then you have plenty of storage under the bed. And it's nice that it's on struts, so you don't have to struggle to get stuff in and out. Yeah, pretty simple in the bedroom. Bathroom, even just as simple. Got a resettable GFCI, so all your GFCI outlets, if they were tripped, this is the outlet you come and reset it at. Light switch for lights in here. Fan, turn the fan on and off from the fan. Raise and lower it with a knob. Sliding shower with removable shower head. Very simple. Sliding glass doors. Make sure they're locked in this position when you travel. And then when you use them, you just lift it up, and then you can choose which way you're going to get in and out from. Super nice. Just like that. Toilet, super simple as long as you're pushing this pedal right here. It's going to keep flushing. Yeah. Bathroom, you have a sliding door here. Gives you lots of privacy. Slide it back. Snap it open when you travel so it doesn't ruin or break anything. There we go. Pre-set up for not solar, sorry, for Wi-Fi extender. You can go to the Furion website, order the actual piece, then that would slide on in place of this. And then it gives you Wi-Fi extension or Wi-Fi access. They do charge you per month from Furion to use the Wi-Fi, and it's kind of pricey for what it is. Now we get to the brains. In command system. So tap it on, this will go home, this will go back. Right now its default passcode is all zeros. If you want to change it, go to settings. Go to passcode. Type in the current passcode, then type in a new passcode. If you do change it, and you take this in for warranty work or to get something installed that we need to get in for, please tell your service writer what you changed your password to. Then you have controls for your water heater. Off, gas, electric, gas and electric. You can run them on at both, which is nice. If you're going to run on electric, make sure there is water in there. And like I said, we were running on electric to test. Water pump, turn the water pump on or off from here. Interior lights, you can hit that. It turns all of the interior lights controlled by the in-command system. So the bathroom and the slide out and the lights underneath the kitchen counter won't turn off when you turn it off there. So let's turn it back on again. Then you have slides and awnings. You can control your awnings and your slides from here. Lights, you can do your awning lights, your ceiling lights. You can do that all from here. So ceiling in the bedroom, in the bathroom, bedroom and main ceiling. So ceiling is the main, bedroom's the bedroom. See? So you can turn them on and off from here, or that switch I was showing you. Then you have HVAC, front AC optional. You don't have one installed, but you can get us to have us to install one. You can do rear, so rear AC. First mode's fan. That'll just be the fan allowing it to circulate air. The compressor on the AC won't kick on. You do fan high or low. Hit it again. Cool. Auto. And again, I recommend auto. It'll allow your AC to cycle on and off. So if you have it set to 55, once it reaches 55, it'll shut off. And then as it starts climbing in temperature again, it'll kick back on to help regulate that temperature. Zone temp tells you what temperature it is inside. So you hit it again. Low and high. That won't allow it to cycle on and off. That'll just allow it to keep running. Hit this again. You have heat. It'll ask for source. The only source is gas, so nothing can do there. And then again, the fan auto high and low. So your AC goes to 55, and then your furnace goes all the way to 90. Hit mode again. Then you have an auto mode, so it'll know what to kick on. So since zone 57, I have it set to 65. So it knows that it needs to run the furnace to get it to 65 degrees. But if it said zone 80 and set to 65, it'll know to run the AC to get it to 65 degrees, rather than the furnace. Pretty simple here. Then you have your monitoring layer. Black, fresh, black one, gray one, and then gray two. Black one and gray one are the bathroom. Gray two is your kitchen sink. Very simple. Hit home. It goes to your home, which is, this is your home. So if you did that, you can go home. It goes to the home. And then you can power the screen off like that. Another little tidbit of information. Sometimes, if you were just backed in and you're all still hooked to your truck and your 7-way still plugged into your truck, what will appear on the screen that says travel lock disabled. So you'll have to unplug your 7-way and then come in here and hit disable. That's a safety feature to allow anything from accidentally opening a slide out when you're towing it down the road. Nice little coat rack with a cork board here. This right here, that's your zone temperature sensor. That's works for the AC. Outlet down here. This turns into a bed. All you gotta do is pop them legs out, set the table on them wooden shelves there, and then use your back cushions to create a platform. You have a switch here for the lights, so you just tap it like that. Turns the lights off. If you tap and hold, it's a dimmer. So as I'm holding it, tapping and holding it, it dims and brightens the light. Sink with nice sink covers. You can use these as cutting boards. Just pick a side to use as a cutting board. That way when you have it as a cover, you don't see cuts all over it. Sink, very nice. You have continuous stream like that, or a sprayer like that, and then you also can take it out, wash dishes easier. That's it running on hot right now. So a lot of times when you you gotta line this tab in the back up. So there's a tab in the back here. Let's see if we can focus on it. Dang camera. When you unhook it, line those back in place. Yeah, usually if you just turn the hot water, just have it on the hot, it'll sputter a little bit because it's trying to get some of the air out of the lines. And then since I was telling you we were testing on electric, I can feel it right now. That water's hot on electric. Microwave, Just like your standard household microwave, it's only going to work when you're plugged in. But it works just like your house microwave. Light, and a fan. Like these new Furrion cooktops with a folding glass top like that. To light it, you just turn it to the flame. Twist it. The gas is off right now, so there's no gas in the lines. It won't light. And then your oven's a little differently. You turn it to the flame. Push and hold. As you're pushing and holding, you turn this. It'll light the pilot in there. Unlike the old school ones, we need to light the pilot manually. You can see this one works off the same sparker. And then once the pilot is lit, then you can turn it to whatever temperature you want. If you plan on using it again, you can turn it back to the pilot. It shuts the burners off but leaves the pilot on. Turn it off before you go to bed. Lights, that does the oven light, and then these decorative lights on these doorknobs. Well, not doorknobs, but knobs. Fridge, super simple. On or off. Auto or gas. I just recommend leaving on auto. It's going to default to 110. If you were to lose power, it'll automatically switch to running off of propane. Unlike a normal fridge, these do take quite a while to get to operating temperature, so keep that in mind if you have the ability to plug it in the night before. Plenty of storage above your TV. Got your TV right here. Strap it down before you travel, but you can unclip it and pull it out and kind of turn it, so if you're eating at the table, you'll be able to watch TV. Then it also gives you access to satellite and cable and antenna and all that. Yeah. You have USB ports there. Another switch. This will be the switch for the lights in here. And then another outlet down there. But like I said, make sure you clip these in before you travel. Radio, super simple. The on or off. That's on. The volume right here. Zones, hit zone 1. Turn zone 1 off. It turns the outside speakers just on. Hit zone 2. Turns the outside speakers off. Hit zone 1 again. Turns just the inside ones on. Which is good if you got people sleeping in or out, whether it's late at night or you got people taking naps. And then, alright. Then you have, these are the zone buttons I was showing you. You have pause, play, all that. Skip channels here. Hit Bluetooth right here. And look for a Furrion DV3300S BL on your phone. And you'll be able to pair your phone with that. You have auxiliary, headphone, and USB as well. And then presets, push and hold to save a preset. Pretty simple. There is a remote because this is a DVD player. It's an HD DVD player. It's not like a regular. I think it might be Blu-ray. I think the BL means Blu-ray. You have to check for sure. But not a lot of people use it as a full-blown DVD player. A lot of people don't even know these things are DVD players. But you can pop a DVD in there, turn your TV to the right channel, right input, and you can play DVD. And I do believe it'll pipe the movie audio through the speaker, so it's kind of like being at the movie theater. You do have remotes, so your remotes for everything are in here. TV, it's that remote. Your radio is this remote. And then your fireplace is that remote. So you can turn it on here. That's the on or off. You have Fahrenheit, the little Fahrenheit symbol. That'll change the temperature. Let's see if you can focus. Of the heat coming out. This little button labeled heat will change the heat. So no heat, low heat, high heat, back to no heat. And you have a timer. It goes from 0 hours all the way to 8 hours, I believe. Yep. And then a dimmer, which changes the flame on it. Very simple. And we'll put your remotes right back in the divider for your couch, or your recliners, rather. They are recliners. Your tab to recline them is right in there. You just pull them out. Alright. A few more things before we conclude our tour. You got your breaker box here. All your breakers for your 120 appliances. All your fuses for your 12 volts, so you have all 15s. Recommend carrying some fuses with you. Then you have a propane gas alarm that's hardwired to the 12 volt system. No batteries you have to worry about changing. However, if your onboard battery up front starts to die, that'll give low voltage chirps, just because it's just saying it doesn't have enough voltage to operate correctly. Got your smoke alarm over there, 9-volt battery, just like you want at home. Fire extinguisher, other piece of safety equipment. And we'll come in here. And then your last remaining piece of safety equipment is a carbon monoxide alarm, and that uses a 9-volt battery as well. All right, well that concludes your tour of your Keystone Cougar.